Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Wingman Wisdom. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. If you happen to be on Facebook, I have the largest collection of Facebook groups about camping and RVing on the internet. 500,000 people are in these different Facebook groups. Something I'm seeing a lot of nowadays is people needing or wanting to sell their RV. I can't tell you, every day I'm seeing more and more and more. It seems like an avalanche of people that either want or need to get rid of their RV. Now, on my last video, I talked about this and picked out one particular example of somebody that had a 2021 trail runner that was advertising it in one of my groups, and we just barely touched on it. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that subject, and if you've got an RV you're trying to sell, think about what you're getting ready to hear from who I call my RV guru. He's the smartest man in the RV industry. Let me go back to this Heartland, the trail runner. I ran the numbers on it. You know, I've got a JD Power book from the first of the year, January through April. And the number that I came up with, they have a suggested list price value. This is the one that I just showed you that was in our Facebook group for $38,386. A wholesale trade-in value of $26,350 and a retail of $33,650. Well, that sounds pretty good. I mean, 29 isn't that far off a retail, except on the latest book, the newest book that came out, it says that JD Power has the exact same list price, but their trade-in value went from $26,000 to $20,450. I mean, what happened to the value in just 4 months?
I believe sincerely that they're using random number generators at JD Power. But in this particular case, even as you've taken that roller coaster ride of values, they still say the low value, the wholesale, is only $300 less than it sold for new.
How do people figure it out, Kevin? I mean,
we've just described how you can do your homework and figure it out. And the law says a thing is worth whatever somebody will pay for it. That's the law. That's common law.
Right.
Your viewers just have to be a little bit more skeptical. We're Americans, so we're trusting. Everything I've ever screwed up is because I trusted somebody I shouldn't have. So just let them get a little more cynical. That's all. And take their time. And don't fall in love with a quick deal. Don't, just take your time. There will be other starfish on the beach. You just have to wait.
The market has changed, and not in a positive way, for owners who want to sell their RV. Where are we as we go into the winter time? What's happening if I'm a seller? I mean, dealer, you probably have a lot of inventory there at Cheyenne, even though you sell a lot.
Not used ones. Used ones have been flushed on quite nicely, but remember how we do it. Everything we get, we put up for auction. So we've been able to see what's happening to the values in real time and adjusting accordingly. New ones, yeah, I did get caught. I got caught on single axle trailers, the small ones, and those are the trailers that are purchased by families, first time buyers.
Right.
And I always try to see over the hill. And starting last summer, I could see that things were going to slow down quite a little bit, and I warned the manufacturers about that. But I didn't see Mount Putin. And that kind of knocked it down another whole level when he did that war.
Yeah.
And the families just left. The families are out of the business altogether. This whole year, families, new RVers have been in very short supply.
So these ads that I see, it seems like every commercial break on the news channels, like camping has never been more affordable. For only $5 a day, you can get a camper. Those first-time buyers are not there anymore, like they were.
Well, those little 17G models that are specially made for Camping World. And he said in a conference call a few months ago that they had over 1,000 of those that were still model year 2021. So that's what he's talking about. Doesn't seem like they're still selling. Yeah, well, whatever.
21s. Yeah, $5 a day.
Yeah,
All
it's
you have to
getting a
do is-
little long in the tooth now. And you probably will get out of there with $150, well, maybe $150 a week payment, but I doubt you get out of there with $150 a month.
I don't think so either.
No.
Going back to somebody that wants to sell their RV, many of these people are, they're the original owner, so they bought it from a dealer, and the dealer sold them the like the Good Sam extended service protection policy, which could cost $3,000 to $8,000 or $9,000, I guess,
It's
depending upon how
literally
much.
anything they can get away with.
So, but that was included in the loan that many of these people that are trying to sell their RV have. So, going back to that Heartland example that we were talking about, if they owe $29,000 or whatever that was on the ad, what happens with an ESP? Can they cancel that?
I think I get where you're going. Suppose that they had bought it from one of the chain dealers, and an overpriced ESP had been factored into that. And if I remember correctly, that was a 2021 model. So let's presume that he had it for 2 years, and that they had put a ESP on it that was 6 years, 5 years, and that they had charged, let's say they charged for that ESP $5,000, which would probably be on the light side. And that consumer, you have a step-by-step on how to do that, don't you?
I do. In fact, I'm going to put a link in this video down below. So
they are entitled by state law to a refund on a pro rata basis. Your example of that Heartland for $29,000 must get balance. Maybe he's got $3,000 coming back. He has to follow that instruction video that you produced and go and file with Camping World or whatever chain it is and get his refund. And it won't come to him. The check will not go to him. It'll go to the lender, but he won't owe $29,000 anymore. He'll owe whatever that refund is.
What if I buy that RV? Is the ESP, do I automatically inherit that, or does it just kind of go away?
Most of them have a clause for a transfer fee, but it's not worth the transfer fee. The owner must get his money back. It's not a value. So if they have an ESP, and I mean, everybody sells them, we sell them, but we don't recommend them. We sell them a whole lot cheaper and say, okay, if you're worried about it, like the policy that Camping World sells for $5,000, we might sell for $1,500. Okay, but we're not going to tell people you got to have it. It's just for peace of mind. Some people are just intimidated by mechanical things in service, a concept that I couldn't possibly ever understand. But if they're made reassured by a $1,500 ESP, then it's okay, and they can always get a refund. If they find out that stuff never breaks, they can always get a refund.
I hate to keep going back to that $29,000 Heartland, but if I were the owner of it and I sold it, but I didn't know, I knew I had an ESP, but I never made the claim to cancel it to get my credit, my refund for the unused portion. Does that just go away? I mean, it's just all profit.
Yeah, sure. It's just like that life insurance policy your mom bought on you when you were an infant and paid dutifully the $5 a month, and everybody forgot all about it. And it just runs and runs until it runs out and nobody ever gets any value. This runs. Now, the new owner, whoever bought it, doesn't know there is an ESP, but he can't make a claim anyway because he's not the guy on the ESP paperwork. So if somebody's got an ESP, they got to get their money back.
I'm going to tell you, many people who are selling their RV they're waking up to the fact that they are upside down in that RV. That means they owe more money on the RV than it's worth, and sometimes many, many, many thousands of dollars more than the RV is actually worth. If you purchased a new RV in the last 5 years, I'm going to say, and included with that RV, you purchased at what they call an ESP, an extended service protection plan, kind of like an extended warranty. It's more like insurance, really. But if you purchased an ESP in the last 5 years and you financed it, you can get your money back on the unused portion of that premium. So if you bought it let's say 1 year ago, and you got 4 years left, you can get 80% of what you paid for that ESP. Now, why is that important? It's important because if you are upside down in your RV by $4,000, but you get a $4,000 refund, now you're even. It's a whole lot better to go ahead and cancel your ESP. Now, you might not get the money back directly. A check, here's your check, here you go. But that money will go back towards your loan balance and put you in a much better position. Hopefully that makes sense. I put a link down below if you've got a Good Sam ESP that you bought when you purchased your RV through Camping World. There's a link to the specific. I'm telling you the exact instructions below that you must follow to get your money back. It's your money. Hope you're finding this information of help. Love to know what you think. If you have a question that you would like me to run past Kevin Frazer, or a topic that you haven't heard us talk about yet, you can contact me, either drop a comment below or call, leave me a voicemail message, shoot me an email, and all that contact info is down there in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you soon.